what is your advice to current and future multimedia practitioners as they produce multimedia products in the context of gender sensitivity?
Well, basically, in terms of gender sensitivity, future multimedia practitioners should just be aware, to be more open and maybe perhaps more aware of what they're shooting, because they have to be careful about, where they place their cameras or how they would frame somebody, or, because the thing is, that's the thing. Sometimes we see more, sometimes the camera sees more than what we see, and then sometimes you have to be conscious about how people would see what the camera is seeing as well. Sometimes we just, okay, go like this, go like that, just shoot, and without even thinking about some consequences, But the thing is, you have to be aware of the things that are happening in your audiovisual medium, So there's so that's also, again, automatic. There's two levels there, So one is the audio, whatever it is that we're hearing, right? And then there's a video, whatever it is that we're seeing, So we have to be careful about how those things clash or mesh together, So that's one. And in terms of clashing and meshing, and then also how you frame how you frame things, basically, because that's very important. Like, for instance, if you're shooting a woman, how would you shoot them? Eye level ba, or if you're always up there and then looking down, then that will have that kind of psychological effect, to people who are going to watch your film or your video. Because whenever you shoot somebody looking down, it's like, you're looking down at them like this.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the thing. And then when you're shooting somebody, you're looking up like that, it's just a matter of looking up, down, or sideways or whatever. Sometimes that means a lot, and sometimes some audiovisual practitioners are not aware of that. So like how you frame women or how you frame men. For instance, like for instance, there are two persons there, and then you have like a bias, we call it yung parang saan ka naka-factor, So ang factor natin nasa guy. So when we say factor nasa guy, ibig sabihin, you're focusing more on the guy, and then the girl is somewhere na lang very small, So I don't know, something like that. It depends also on the shot or whatever the intention of your video is. But you have to be careful about how you frame things, Like for instance, like is there like a balance or imbalance? So sometimes kasi whatever we see on the conscious level, that's very obvious, but then there's another layer that's the subconscious happening, So the subconscious is telling us like, why is this shot not working for me? Maybe it's because you're framing the woman like this, and then you're looking at them like that. So whenever the camera tilts down like that, what does that mean? It's like you're looking down on the women, and then the woman is just like, yeah, talking like that. So parang kawawa, So that's the thing. So you have to remember that your camera is your body, that camera is your head, that lens is your eye. So how are you going to deal with that, those are some basic things. You have to be aware of how you place your camera, because sometimes there could be gender nuances or even power relations. That's the thing. Kasi the power relations in terms of how you frame your shots, they're actually connected sometimes to gender relations. Like for instance, why is the man glorified this way? Why is the woman shot that way? Mukhang kawawa, things like that. So you have to be careful about those things. So first of all, that's my advice. You have to really be aware, and the thing is, practice. Try to look at why this shot works for you and why this shot doesn't work. Like think about it like, oh, why do I feel like I'm being oppressed? I'm a man or something, or I'm a woman. Why do I feel uneasy when I'm watching this, this show or this, video or something like that? So because it's also the way, the filmmaker is framing it. So you have to really be careful when you're a filmmaker. It's not just, okay, tara, shoot, pak, okay, camera, pak. No. It's not that simple, So that's why there are a lot of people sometimes who do not study those kinds of, things. We call it semiotics. So in film, there's semiotics. So sometimes, if you don't look at, sometimes kasi semiotics is about symbolism. And then, so those are the things, like, for instance, if it's just this simple, like, you have a man and a woman, you're interviewing them, and the man happens to wear white. What does that give you? What does that say to you? Like, the guy is good, benevolent, ganyan. And then you have this woman who's like wearing something like silky red, ganyan. What does that mean? Oh, she's sexy, ganyan. Is that your intention? You know, so sometimes colors, everything, you know, everything you have to really be aware of what you're shooting and what your camera is really taking. You know, so sometimes kasi that really gives a whole bunch of different kinds of readings out there. So that's why when you read films, you know, because that's the thing, you also read visuals, you know, and then there's another thing, the things pa we're hearing, kasi nga audio visual, no? So yeah, so basically it's multimedia. When you say multimedia, there will be multi-meanings also that we're going to get. So you have to be aware of all the meanings that you are embedding. Because that's the thing, you know, you as a filmmaker, a practitioner, multimedia practitioner, you are embedding a lot of, whether you're conscious or unconscious of it, you're embedding a lot of messages in your production. Now, when you're embedding them, you're encoding them, right? So you're shooting this, you're shooting that, ganyan, ganyan. And then when it gets reversed now, where I'm going, the people, your audience will be watching those multimedia products, right? So the thing is, how are they going to decode what you encoded? So basically, multimedia products and all media in general, it's a matter of decoding that which was encoded, you know. So ngayon, you have to ask that, did the message that you encoded, is it the same that I decoded? No, maybe you're saying, no, I'm encoded in that multimedia product that, okay, women should be equal pa. And then when I watched it, that's not what I got. So there's a disjunct right there, you know. So you have to make sure that whatever it is that you're encoding, that's the one I will get, you know. And that's why you have to really study your craft, and you know, you have to learn all those things and be careful about how you frame those messages very well. No, it's kind of like cooking, you know. It's kind of like cooking. Like for instance, you know that you're cooking adobo. I know that I'm going to eat the adobo that you cook for me. But the thing is, you put some kind of ingredients and you mix it like maybe wrong, and then when I ate it, it was like, I know this should be adobo, but there's something wrong. It's so salty, or I don't know, whatever, no. So, but then no, it shouldn't be salty, ganyan. And then, but when I tasted it, it tastes like a fritada, maybe, you know. So it's like, what happened? I don't know. It's the way you cooked it. That's the thing. You have to learn how to cook properly.
Mga ingredients na nilagay.
Yes, exactly. So how did you put your ingredients? Maybe ito muna, this one, this is the last, or maybe you didn't put enough of this, maybe you shouldn't put that, ganyan. That's the thing. It's the same thing, you know. So that's also, you know, to continue the analogy of media consuming. It's kind of like that. So how am I gonna eat that product? Are you sure that you're feeding me the right thing? That's the thing. If I'm not tasting the right thing from you, then we have a problem. So that's the thing. So you have to be careful about the messages that you're encoding, the way you're encoding your messages, and then of course you have to be open-minded as well about feedback. If I say your adobo tastes like a fritada, you shouldn't get hurt. You have to go back to where you cooked it and say, okay, what did I do wrong? What's the problem? Okay, maybe I can do better next time. You should not reject feedback outright, because that is how you grow as a multimedia practitioner, as a multimedia artist, as a human. You have to have an open mind and an open heart to understand feedback, you know, because sometimes in our culture we reject criticism. Like, yeah, you're just saying that, you didn't understand my film, whatever. Basta, I know I'm good, I'm great. No, you shouldn't be like that, because you won't grow as a human being. And then, you know, when you stagnate as a human being, then you're not human anymore. You know, so we have to always constantly grow, learn, be open-minded, things like that. So that's why you have to learn how to take constructive criticism as well.
Okay, ma.
Okay?
Finish na po.
Okay ka na?
Okay na.
Sige, masaya naman sa ano. O siya, sana marami ka na pulot, no?
Ang dami, ma.